النهاردة احنا موجودين في ورشة العمل التانية اللي بينظمها المكتب المعماري العالمي سنوهتا. سنوهتا ماستر كلاس هي مبادرة بدأت من 3 سنين بالظبط في مكتبة اسكندرية بالتعاون مع سفارة النرويج والمكتب المعماري سنوهتا، أحد أكبر مكاتب العمارة الموجودة في العالم والمصممين المعماريين لمكتبة الإسكندرية.
Being back to the Library of Alexandria is always a huge pleasure and also an honor to be in a house that is so vivid and so alive so many years after the first opening. So it's fantastic to be back at the Library of Alexandria.
ورشة العمل دي أعتقد إن هي فريدة من نوعها، لأن أنت بتقدم ورشة عمل بيقدمها مكتب معماري في المبنى اللي هو بناه لطلبة العمارة، ودي حاجة يمكن ما حصلتش قبل كده. فهو بيشرح والمبنى وراه الفكرة موجودة والطلبة بيحسوا بيها. التفاعل الحقيقة بتاع الطلبة هم مبسوطين جدا، هم حاسين ازاي ان هم تفكيرهم اتغير، قادرين ان هم يفكروا في الأبعاد كلها بتاعة التصميم والعمارة، الناحية الاجتماعية ومن الناحية الإنسانية ومن الناحية الفنية، قبل ما نبدأ نعمل كتل وخطوط الناس تتفاعل معاها. احنا تقدم لنا عدد كبير جدا من الطلبة حابين طبعا يشاركوا معانا في سنوهتا ماستر كلاس. اكتر من حوالي 630 طالب اتقدموا من جامعات مصر كلها.
Architecture and design these days, we believe at some points are maybe not too sensitized about how we are as humans are interacting with it. We tend to talk about how we want to improve the social interactions for people being in public spaces, internal spaces, in structures in societies that is important for us. In our masterclass, we have gone through an overview of what our thinking in Snohetta is with architecture and design. We are working with a methodology that we have used for decades about creating concepts that is connected to higher level thinking and create meaning for projects before you start to draw. Remember, there's a lot of power in drawings. So when you're an architect and designers, taking out the pen will steer the conversation. So we're trying to make techniques and teach the students about how to convey meaning into the projects and not start to draw immediately. We also are training ourselves in prepositions. We are doing observations on the plaza. We are doing observation of how people are behaving in the interaction with the library. And now, as we're talking, people are training themselves on how to communicate among each other in order to make the architectural process more human.
I feel intrigued by this masterclass because 2 months ago I visited the Biblioteca and I was impressed by the design approach, and I thought to myself as I was walking to the library, how did they get to this level of design and detail? And then months later I came here and learned about their process, which was interesting and made me think from a different perspective in architecture field.
I see very inspiring about how Snohetta works is how they always think about the user experience, and it was really inspiring for me as a designing process that I think of the user first, not my identity or how I want to show my design or how great of an architect I am. It's just the user, the feeling in the building I'm going to design.
A 2-day workshop we started yesterday. The first was a presentation given to us by Martin, and then we got to know about the company, about their vision, what do they do, and they do more than just architecture and just buildings. It's a lot more than that. That was the first thing. The second thing is that we divided into groups and we started working towards a concept, and the main idea was that we're redesigning the plaza, the outer plaza of the library. We're divided into groups. We started working with some cards and some pictures, and then at the end we presented our idea, and also molds. We got to mold different things and explain the idea through them.
The most important thing I've learned is working with groups. We were 12 people trying to reach a certain concept for the project. Working with different creative and intelligent people is very hard because all of us want to reach a certain point, and all of us have different mindsets. So it's a challenge to conclude one concept and choose one thing to present.
I've always had difficulties with coming up with a concept, so thanks to Martin, he gave us such an important lecture about coming up with a concept.
And then we presented our concepts, which was really inspiring to see different point of views and different thoughts on the same project. And then today we had a little bit of context about propositions and people behavior to the space. Then we took a tour on the plaza to observe how people behave according to how we designed the space and how they are connected to it through propositions like in poetry and literature, but in the physical way.
For me, it's the exposure. I learned how different people think with different mindsets, especially somebody who's such company as Snohetta. They're working with lots of international projects and they're getting exposed to different cultures and different places. So getting to see that kind of exposure, this is the most important.
The whole project is somehow to rehumanize architecture and design. How can we connect ourselves back to the elements, perhaps even back to nature, so that we don't design us away from where we come from as human beings, sensing the surroundings that convey us.
Really glad that I got this opportunity, because I first got here into the library as a child, and then I later volunteered here, and now I work here. So it's truly such an interesting experience to get to see the people who actually designed this place that it's a huge part of lots of people here. So yeah, it's truly an honor.
We had so much fun.